Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Eloise and I've been a UK pharmacist for over 20 years. I'm passionate about clear, accurate information that everyone can understand, from teaching healthcare professionals to admin staff and to patients. I'm hoping that the focus of this channel will be on medicines, supplements, and how to self-care while on a budget. If you would like this type of content, then please subscribe and please also comment with any ideas that you would like me to do future videos on. So the reason I set up this channel is because I've been inspired by many other YouTube influencers, mainly those in skincare. So I am going to do another skincare empties video. My previous video, which I will link below, was on moisturizers and SPFs that I've been using over the last year. But this time it is on serums. And I will be going through all of these serums that I've been trying over the last year. So serums aren't essential. And as long as you've got a good cleanser and a good moisturizer in your routine, you don't actually need any serums, but they can be useful to find out which different ingredients are good for your skin, checking that you're not sensitive or allergic to any of the ingredients and finding out whether they actually benefit your skin. And you can add them in and stop them without actually having to alter your routine too much. So I did manage for many years just using a Boots tea tree oil cleanser and the Boots cucumber moisturizer. And I have been blessed with very nice skin, which is probably one of the only benefits from having Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, is to have the nice collagen and firm skin. But reaching into my fifth decade, I decided that I ought to actually start using some skincare and looking after my skin. So the first serum that I actually put into use was the Superdrug Niacinamide and Zinc Booster. Superdrug's ME range is very affordable and has lots of different agents that you can try and find out whether they actually suit your skin. Niacinamide is vitamin B3 and it's anti-inflammatory and can reduce redness. And seeing as my skin is dry and rosacea prone, as I found out during lockdown, I decided to give this a go. And it did help with my redness and did help in my start of my journey to treating my rosacea. It is also supposed to be good to reduce any hyperpigmentation. Hyperpigmentation is just the fancy name of darkened spots of the skin, which happens over years from either the sun impacting on your skin, or sometimes even hormones can cause pigmentation. The other benefit of niacinamide is it can regulate oil production and therefore is useful in acne in reducing the amount of oil that your skin produces. Unfortunately for me, it did actually make my skin a bit too dry. So after using a couple of bottles of this niacinamide, I've decided no longer to use niacinamide product as a standalone anymore, and I will just have small doses of niacinamide in the different moisturizers and serums where it also is used. The next product that I tried was various different amounts of vitamin C, and this one by Revolution Skincare is very nice. It's a 12.5% L-ascorbic acid, and Revolution is another brand that is very affordable, and it's available at Superdrug and also available online. Vitamin C is one of the most researched chemicals or ingredients in skincare. L-ascorbic acid also is one of the main vitamins for your body, for skin production, for collagen production, which collagen is one of the main proteins that builds your skin. It also is an antioxidant. You've probably heard about antioxidant vitamins to take orally. Well, they also help on the surface of the skin. It helps promote collagen production because it is one of the ingredients within collagen, and it can help brighten the skin, and it again can also reduce pigmentation, because melanin, which is the dark colour in your skin, the production of this can be reduced by downregulating a hormone, tyrosinase, and it is quite often vitamin C is used by dermatologists for this reason. I have found that this is very nice for my skin. It's very smooth. It goes on very nicely. However, some people can find that pure form ascorbic acid can be too harsh on their skin, and you may therefore find a lower strength, maybe a 5%, or maybe using a vitamin C derivative better for your skin. I then moved on to trying a few different peptides. This from The Ordinary, the Argireline 10%, is gone viral over TikTok and YouTube as being called Botox in a bottle. This isn't actually true. It can't work like an injectable Botox in your skin. However, the reason it gets this name is because it is a peptide of the tiny portion of the botulinum toxin. Sorry, that is my cat Minnow in the background being very naughty. Minnow, come on. I knew she'd do that at some point. So botulinum toxin, which is what is in Botox, is a protein that acts on the nerve endings to the muscles in your skin and paralyzes the nerves and the muscles, so that the muscles do not move at all. The Argireline is a small portion of this protein, just the end bit of the protein that actually goes into the receptor on the nerve ending and blocks it. However, if you're applying this on your skin, it's only going to penetrate a small amount and only going to stay there a small amount. So it will just provide a small amount of barrier against the contracting of the muscles. There has been some studies and says that it does reduce fine lines, the dynamic fine lines and wrinkles by about 30% at 30 days. I will link that study below. It doesn't actually give much details of how many people were in that trial to know how well that works. But the reason why I started using it is because I have had Botox, not for vanity, not for fine lines and wrinkles, but because I have had horrendous migraines. And I find that having Botox around the edges of my face can reduce my migraines. So instead of having 2 or 3 a month that might put me in bed for 2 days, I can go up to 5 or 6 months with only a couple of mild migraines. I then did some research on this to see whether there was anything for migraines. Unfortunately, there isn't, but I did find a study that showed that people who had eye twitches, which is the spasm of the muscles in the eye, they could go between their Botox injections for a longer period of time if they used Argireline consistently every day. So I thought that may be worth it. So instead of having to pay for my Botox every 5 months, maybe I could go longer. So I have been trying this consistently over the last year, and I have been able to go from having to have my Botox every 5 months to every 7 months. However, that's just a study of me, and there could also be other reasons for that lengthening. I could have also reduced my stress, which I don't think I have, but I also could have what's called atrophy of the muscles, as in, because I haven't been using the muscles because of the Botox, those muscles have weakened, and therefore they don't need weakening by the Botox as often. However, I will continue this because as it is under £10 for a bottle, it is a lot cheaper than having to pay £200 for Botox. I then moved on to trying more different types of peptides. And this is a Revolution Skincare again, which is copper peptides. These again are short chains of amino acids that make up proteins. They're mainly there to actually hydrate the skin. So because they're proteins, they attract water. And by attracting water, it pulls water into your skin, which plumps it up, makes it hydrated, and therefore reduces the amount of fine lines and wrinkles. There is also some studies and evidence that they may improve the production of collagen to make your skin firmer and more elastic. So I gave it a go. It feels really nice on the skin, sinks in, seems to produce that hydration, which I can then lock in with a moisturizer, and feels very nice. I'm not convinced that this strength is a high strength of copper peptides, because other products that do contain high amounts of copper peptides have a blue tinge to them, and this is clear. So it probably isn't the highest dose, but therefore, for the price of it, it is still good value. I then decided to start using a serum that might combine a few different agents so that I wasn't having to use lots of different serums in my routine and make it much more slick. So I did move on to using the Mad About Skin Get You Covered Super Serum. Mad About Skin is one of the best YouTube channels that I've been watching. Rob, who does all the content on there, really researches his agents. He really looks at the prices across the globe, as well as in the UK where he is based. And I just find that some of his suggestions are amazing, and it takes a lot of the work out of having to know where to look when you're faced with hundreds of products in a shop and then thousands when you go looking online. So this Got You Covered serum, it has 5% of peptides, which is a nice amount. It does have a very small amount of the Argireline, but I am still using that as a separate agent at the higher percentage. But again, it contains those peptides that are going to hydrate the skin. It contains a vitamin C derivative, which can be used by most people without any irritation, but will have that antioxidant effect. And then it also contains 5% azelaic acid. Again, in my previous video, I explained a lot about azelaic acid as it being one of the main agents that's helped control my rosacea. Azelaic acid has been used as a treatment for rosacea for decades by dermatologists, usually in the percentages of 10 to 20%, which is the percentage that I went up to treat my rosacea during the last couple of years during lockdown. It is a organic chemical that is found naturally in wheat, rye and barley, but it is also actually found because it's produced by the beneficial bacteria on your skin. It therefore is naturally present on the skin in low amounts, and increasing those amounts can help reduce inflammation and redness, which is its main action in rosacea. It can also be slightly antimicrobial to the acne bacteria for people who've also got acne in combination. It helps keep the acne at bay. It also reduces the synthesis of melanin, like the vitamin C does, so it helps reduce hyperpigmentation, especially if your rosacea is leaving behind hyperpigmentation. So having this at a nice 5%, I found after treating my rosacea, using this as a 5% has kept everything at bay. I think I'm on my 4th bottle, and I'm probably going to continue ordering. The last couple of products I tried was retinols. So I've got 2 different retinols here, the Inkey List retinol and the Revolution Skincare retinol. Retinol is a vitamin A derivative. Vitamin A derivatives have been used for decades, especially for acne. You probably have heard of tretinoin, which is what dermatologists give out for treating acne, and it is the gold standard. However, that has to be prescription only because it comes with severe side effects that need to be monitored under a dermatologist. However, there are some other derivatives from vitamin A. So you have retinol, which you can buy over the counter. Retinol then turns to retinal, which can also be got over the counter and is a bit more potent. And then retinal turns into tretinoin in the skin, which is the stronger strength. So I decided to have a look at the different percentages of retinol. I did try the ordinary's 0.5% retinol as an introduction. I found it suited my skin, and I thought I would up the dose to a 1% retinol. And I thought I was getting that when I ordered the Inkey List 1% retinol. However, when you read the ingredients and do some research on it, there was a little bit of confusion. I would say deceptive marketing, but they do actually do it in the description. It's the 1% of a retinol stable complex. So it's actually, there's 1% of this complex within the product, which actually turns out probably the retinol concentration in the product is only 0.1%. So I was actually going a backward step by going on to this product, and I put it on, I tolerated it excellent, and that's because I wasn't actually getting the same dose of retinol as I thought I was. I therefore moved on to the Revolution Retinol 1%, which is a definite 1%. I then had to go through what is called the retinol ugnies from the start again. So when you start on a retinol, or retinol, or tretinoin, it increases the turnover of your skin. That means that it can cause some irritation and dryness to start with. And if you've got acne, it can actually cause purging of the skin. Purging is when any of the acne spots under your skin are just developing. It helps fetch them to the surface. So some people, when they first start using a retinol or a retinoid for their acne, will suddenly feel in the first 2 to 3 weeks that acne is getting significantly worse. It isn't. You just, all the spots that would have come out over the next 5 or 6 weeks have come out over the next 2 or 3 weeks. So it's doubled the speed of them coming out. But once they're cleared, after 2 or 3 months, you should then see significant improvements in your skin. The main reason I'm taking it, because as you can see, I'm very lucky. I don't suffer from acne, and touch wood, I never have. I'm taking it because I'm hoping that it will increase the collagen production, increase that cell turnover, which will then prevent the thinning of the skin from old age, because it will thicken the skin and therefore plump out any fine lines and wrinkles. The best way to reduce the irritation and dryness that you get when you start a retinol is to moisturize. Use what's called the sandwich method. So when you first use it, apply your moisturizer on your face, allow that to sink in, then apply the retinol, allow that to sink in, and then apply another layer of moisturizer so that you've sandwiched that retinol between 2 lots of moisture. I've got the other cat has decided to join us and walk behind the computer. This is Nobby. Come on, Nobby. You're going to come and say hello? No. Just his tail. So the other thing to do with the retinol as you're introducing it is to just start off using it once a week, then maybe twice a week, then 3 times a week, until eventually that you could probably use it 5 or 6 days a week. Although it is useful to have 1 day off a week where you can then just give your face a rest. So this is Nobby, he's my black cat. Anyway, thank you for listening to the whole of this video. And if you've liked this content, then please like, subscribe if you'd like to hear more from me, and please comment below if you've got subjects that you would like me to talk about again. Also, thank you so much for all the feedback from my previous video. I am hoping that the lighting is better in here, that I'm sounding more confident, and that I am going to be able to produce content that you all like. So thank you very much.